Okay, so if you look at question 2 here, so question 2, so you have this 12 plus x over 4 equals to -1. Alright, so what is your objective for this question? Do you know the objective?
Find x.
Very good. So the objective for this question is you are asked to find x, which is this term, right? Okay, so what do you think is the first step? You can look at your work. What do you think should be the first step?
Change the denominator.
Okay, of course there are many ways to do this question, but what I want to teach you is my way, right? So probably my way is easier than your way. Then I hope you can adopt my way, right? Okay, so if you look at this, right, I think every time you are given a questions like this, the first step you do is underline the terms you are given. Okay, so if you are given 12 plus x over 4 and then equals to -1, okay, so you underline the terms available first. So you underline 12, alright, and then you underline the plus x over 4. Okay, do you know why I use a straight line for 12 and then a wavy line for plus x over 4? Because they are different.
Yeah.
So I want to differentiate. The numbers from the from the letters. Yes. Okay. Do you know why I include the plus to this x over 4?
Plus sign is with x over 4.
Very good. So these are the basic concepts we have been learning in the past, right? And then of course you have this -1, right? So like you say, the objective is to find. So objective is find x, right? So where's your x? Your x is here, this term. Am I right? So if your objective is to find x and the x is here, right? Then what you can do is you can give yourself a simple example. So what example you give yourself here? By the way, this is addition. I hope you can see addition. So if addition, you give yourself a simple example of addition. So what example you give yourself? Give me an example. As small as possible. You don't want to deal with 100 plus 1, that kind of. 6 plus. What's the simplest?
Plus 2.
Yeah, plus 2 equals to
8.
8. Okay, good. So with this simple example, I hope you can see that your this plus x over 4 is your plus 2 here. Can you see that? So therefore, you ask yourself, how do you get plus 2 here? I mean, how do you get 2 here? So 2 is equal to 8 minus 6. Very good. So that's how you get 2 from your this simple example, right? So similarly, therefore your this x over 4 is equal to
-1 minus 12.
Very good. So you will end up with x over 4 equals to -13. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you just call your mom and then let your mom know, okay, you are here, and then that's why I call your mom. Actually, I messaged your mom already, but I don't know why your mom still. Let me take a look. Oh no, it's okay. Good. Yep. Okay, good. Yep, settle. Okay, good. So I hope you know how I get -13 here. I mean, I hope you know how I get this. Okay. Then what's the next step? If you have x over 4 equals to -13, and then this is something I think we talked about, but I'm not sure if you remember. Okay, let me just. So if you have x over 4 equals to -13, so what's the next step? How do you get x? How do you get x? Because ultimately our objective is find x, right? So how do you reach x here? Divide by?
X over 4.
Divide by x over 4. Then you get x. Okay? Okay, of course there are many ways to do it. Okay, so And by the way, it's wrong. In fact, you should times a 4. Why times a 4? Because once you times a 4 here, can you see that you get 1 here, you get 1 here? Can you see? You times a 4.
Yeah.
Then you cancel the 4 because they are okay. So you get 1 and here, 1 here. So you just get x. So if you times a 4 on the left, you also need to times a 4 on the right. Okay?
Yeah.
So therefore you get negative 52. Okay? Okay, let me show you what we do using proportionality last time around. For proportionality, if we have 2x, right, it goes to 13. How do you do this? You use?
X.
How do you reach x?
Divide by 2.
Yes, you divide by 2, right?
Yeah.
And then if you divide by 2 on the left, you also divide by 2
On the right.
on the right. So you get 13 over 2. Right? So can you see that why you divide by 2 here? Because you have a 2x. I mean you have a 2. That's why you divide by 2. Okay? But over here you have a 4 which is below, which is the denominator. So you use times. Okay? Okay? So this is one way. Okay? Let me show you another way. If you have x over 4 equals to minus 13. Okay, no, x over 4 equals to minus 13. Okay, last time or last lesson I talked about if you have negative 13, you can see it as negative 13 over 1. Right?
Yeah.
So if you have a, right, it's a over 1. If you have 20, it's 20 over 1 as a fraction.
Yeah.
So that means you can convert any whole number into fraction.
Yeah.
So what is this fraction?
2 over 1.
Very good. So if I have negative 13, just negative over 1. Okay? So when you have this, did I talk about you can use cross multiply, the technique cross? Yeah. So how do you do cross multiply here? Multiply.
The 4 times the 1.
So the arrow, okay, so you need to use the arrow to show yourself. Equal sign, copy down. Right? In between. Then the 4 times this, and then this times this. So you do the 4 times minus 13. Can you see the minus is above?
Yeah.
And then the 1 times x, so you get x. So can you see that? Oh, by the way, I don't want to confuse myself with x and then the time sign. So what you should use?
Use like
Dot. Very good. So can you see that the answer is x equals to negative 52? Can you see that?
Yeah.
If I use cross multiply and I compare my cross multiply method to this method, both I get negative 52. So which method you prefer? Cross multiply.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you reach this step? Is this. Your objective is to find x, right?
Yeah.
And then you go and highlight your x term. Once you have an x term, give yourself a simple example here. So your 2 is equals to 8 minus 6. So similarly is your minus 1 minus 12. So you get this. So once you reach this step, what you do? Cross multiply. Right? So once you cross multiply, you get the answer. Okay? And then of course, before you can cross multiply, you need to convert your this whole number into a fraction first, which is this. Okay? Okay, good. So with this understanding, can you attempt 2D? You can do it on a piece of paper. Yes. Can you remember the flow? So this is for you to, this is the first step. Can you remember the flow? This is the first step. Then the next step is, what's the cross multiply? Yeah, good. So you start with this first. So this question is a minus. I hope you see minus. For 2D, yes, minus, yes. You can zoom in to see. Yeah. Let me grab a drink. Don't skip any step at the start. Next time when you are much better, then I allow you to skip step. But this at the start, I don't want you to skip any step. By the way, did you learn anything new in your school for the first week?
I learned the linear equation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like they asked us to do some exercises.
Mm-hmm. You managed to do them?
Yeah.
You understand all?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, continue. Yeah. Then how come this one you got it wrong?
What? I got the correct answer.
For 2A?
Yeah.
But you didn't do it my way, right? You did.
Okay.
Let me look at your way. Never mind, you continue with it. I look at your work. Which way is easier?
Your one?
Shorten so much. Yours is too much. Okay, good. So this is minus. So you give yourself a minus in this format. So 8 equals to 5 minus something. So you give yourself something equal to something minus something. Give yourself 1, 2, 3. Play with 1, 2, 3. Don't play with 6. Just one. I mean, play with 1, 2, 3. These 3 numbers. How you minus them? How you plus them? If you have a highlighter, use the highlighter just to tell yourself at the start. Do you have? If you don't have, use a different color of pen so that yeah, you can see it. If you have doubts, you can ask me. If not, you just carry on. You can use calculator, by the way. Once you are done, let me know. Can? Done? What's your answer?
9.
9, okay. I don't know. Let's see. So I put your answer here first. 9, huh? Okay, good. So let me demonstrate to you how I will do it. Alright? So first, what's the example you give yourself?
1 equals 3 minus 2.
Okay, good. So first thing first, your example must be correct. If your example here, 1 is equal to 2 minus 3, gone. You understand me? You understand me or not? So you give yourself the good example and the example must be correct. If the example is wrong, then it's wrong. Okay, so right now, so can you see that over here your 2 is the 5b over 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, so therefore you ask yourself 2 is equal to
3 minus 1.
Yep, good. So your example must be correct first. Okay? Ensure that your example is correct. If your example is wrong, everything is going to be wrong. Are you clear? Are you clear? Okay, good. If you are not sure, you can use your calculator to check this, the example. Okay? Okay? So 2 is equal to 3 minus 1. Okay, similarly, so it's 5b over 3 is equal to my
5.
Minus
8.
8. So continue, use your calculator for the 5 minus 8 is minus 3, right?
Yeah.
So minus 3, if you convert your minus 3 into fraction, right? You get
3 negative 3 over 1.
very good. So you just over 1. Then what's next? Technique is called?
Cross.
Yes, nice. Cross multiply. And by the way, when you use cross multiply, stop using the x as a multiply sign. Start to use dot. Okay, show yourself arrow. Okay, before you do it, bring down the equal sign first. Am I right? Once you bring down the equal sign and then do the 3 times, don't skip any step. 3 times negative 3, right?
Yeah.
That's the first arrow. Second arrow is 5b. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Then after that you get minus 9 equals to 5b. Right?
Yeah.
Then next step is, how do you get b? How do you get b?
Divide by the
5, right?
yeah.
Then this one also must divide by.
5.
Then you should end up with minus 9 over 5. So you simplify it further. I mean, use your calculator, you should get negative 1 4 over 5. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so where has gone wrong?
I forgot to divide
哪里？哪一个？ Which one?
the 5b divide the proportionality.
Wait, but you should end up with negative 9 and not.
Yeah, I never put like that.
No. Okay, okay, you never put a negative 9. Is it because you get 3 times 3 or 3 times negative 3?
3 times 3.
Wait. There was no 3 times 3. It's negative 3, right? No, wait. Okay. Tell me where has gone wrong. Like which step? Like all this. Where has gone wrong? Where has gone wrong? You just match. Which step is not like my step?
The first one.
You mean this step is already wrong?
No, the top.
You mean this one?
Yeah.
You copy the question wrongly?
No, I never copy it.
Then?
I highlight the minus.
Highlight the. You mean to highlight the whole thing?
Yeah.
If you like highlight the whole thing, then you should highlight the whole thing, ma.
Yeah, I did that.
Then if you highlight the whole thing, that means you are okay. Hold on, Yeah. Let me tell you the most important thing. If you highlight the minus 2, right? That means over here you need to write minus 2.
Yeah.
So you write minus 2. So minus 2 is equal to.
1 minus 3.
Okay, you can do that. Yes, you can do that. Okay, you can do that. But when you do this, you make sure that you use 1 minus 3. So if you use 1 minus 3, what should be here?
8 minus 5.
Okay, good. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to erase my this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you my so-called your approach. Okay? Just do this first. Tell me the question first. 8 equals to 5 minus
5b over 3.
5b over 3. And then the example you give yourself is?
1 equals to 3 minus 2.
Good. So now let's do your approach. So you are saying, okay, I highlight. Okay, it's okay if you highlight the term with the minus sign. It's okay. It's totally fine. So over here, you also need to highlight the minus 2. So if you highlight the minus 2, make sure this example is correct. So it's 1 minus 3, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, your this minus 5b over 3 is going to be equals to, okay, 1 is 8 lah. So it's 8 minus 5. So you continue. Can you see it's 3?
Yeah.
So you need to make your 3 into 3 over 1, right?
Yeah.
Now the question is cross multiply, right?
Yeah.
So, right? So after cross, okay, write down the equal sign first. So this times 5b is 5b. Oh, not do the 3 times 3 first. I'm sorry, 3 times 3 first. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Then do the 1 times 5b, right?
Yeah.
Then the equal sign is in front, right? Then can you see? You cannot drop the equal sign, right? Understand me or not?
Yeah.
So that's why I put the you understand? After you do the cross multiply and then you cannot say, remove the minus sign. Did you remove the minus sign? So which step you are different from me? This one? Correct? Your side?
Yeah.
Then this side? Correct?
Yeah, I also.
Then what about here?
Yeah, that one is different.
Where is different?
I never put negative.
Then where the negative has gone? Confiscated. Who confiscated it? You. You confiscated the negative sign. Are you supposed to confiscate the negative sign?
No.
Then, so you have to copy the negative sign down. So once you get this, then how? So okay, of course I simplify. Negative 9, then this is 5b, right? How do you continue? You divide by. I mean, your ultimate goal is to get b, right?
Yeah.
So you divide by 5 here, and then you divide by a 5 here, and then you know that you get negative 9 over 5. And of course, you simplify this, you will get negative 1 and 4 over 5 equals to b. So if you write, okay, by the way, you can't write in this manner because the b is on that side. So you switch. Okay. So this is the final answer. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Are you clear? Okay. So you can do it this way if you highlight this with the negative sign. If you highlight the negative sign, you also need to highlight this. Very important thing. Okay. So are you clear? So over here, I don't highlight the negative sign. I highlight this one, just this term. Then I highlight the 2. Are you clear? Okay. So compare this to your. Over here is how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Compared to your here, right? Wow, I don't want to look at this. Okay. Complicated. This complicated and easy to make mistake. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Then we go to the next type of question. 4. Okay, for 4 is also same. I mean, you can use any method, but depends which method is easier. Okay, so first thing first, underline the term first. Okay, underline the term first. So similar term, I see that here, I see this, and then this is number. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the objective? Find y, right?
Yeah.
So always ask yourself the objective. Objective is find y in this case. So in order to find y, right, in fact for this case you need to group the y together first. Can you see that you have the y here, and then you also have the y here, and then therefore you can see that you have two terms with y, so that you group them together. So how do you group? Give yourself a simple example. Can you see this is plus?
Yeah.
So give yourself an example. 1, 2, 3. So 3 is equal to 1 plus 2. So how do you group the y together? Can you see that your this is your 3 and the 1? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see? They match. How they match? This is a plus, this is a plus, right?
Yeah.
Then 3, I mean this is your 3 is equal to 1 plus 2. I hope you can see. So once you can see this, so you just group these two together. Lor. How do you group these two together? Form an equation. 2 is equal to 3 minus 1. Can you see that your 3 minus 1 is already grouped together?
Yeah.
Can you see your 3 minus 1 is already grouped together? Can you see that?
Yeah.
So similarly, in this case, your 3 is equal to y minus 3 over 4 minus y plus 9 over 2. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So by giving yourself a simple example here, you have grouped the y together. So once you group the y together, then of course you make the denominator the same, right?
Yeah.
How do you make the denominator the same? You can actually just times a 2 here. Okay? Instead of times 2 here and then times 4 here. Did you times 2 times 4 or just times 2? Can you check? Did you make the denominator 8 or did you make the denominator 4 only?
I made it 4.
You make it 4. Very good. So that means if you make it 4, right, very smart move. If you make it 4, right, you just have to times 2 for the second fraction, which is here. You don't have to do for the first one. Okay? So once you get it into this step, simple. So this one, hold on, you need to arrow. Hold on, just a little bit. Arrow in. Don't skip any step at the start. So when you arrow in, your first one is 2y, right?
Yeah.
Second one is 18, right? Then over 4, right? Okay? This is where you need to pay attention. When you minus the whole thing. What do I mean by minus the whole thing? So the denominator is 4. Am I right? Can you see? Denominator is 4.
Yeah.
So denominator is 4. So now when you group the whole thing, your minus sign is here, right? When you minus this, you minus this whole thing. When you minus the whole thing, that's why I put a bracket here. Can you see the bracket? Okay, this is an important step. Okay, of course, when you reach this step, right? When you reach this step, can you see that you have something on the left, something on the right? So you just get this into a fraction. Once you get this in the fraction, what can you think of? What method can you think of? Just now we talked about.
The cross.
When you have, yep, cross multiply, right? Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we jump to cross multiply. I will give you a chance to demonstrate later with the second question. And I will show you your method also. Most likely, I think I can guess what method you use. Okay, so I just do cross multiplication. So equal sign, I put it first. And then 1 times this whole thing. 1 times anything is anything, right?
Yeah.
So I mean 1 times anything is anything. That means I will get back the same thing. 3 times 4, 12. So how do you open the bracket? The first bracket, how do you read? The first arrow? Minus 2y, right? How do you read the second arrow? Just read the second arrow to me.
Minus plus 18
And then like you say, these two will give you?
negative.
Very good. Are you clear? Then you underline similar term with the sign. Right?
Yeah.
Then I start to combine. So y minus 2y I get minus y. Minus 3 minus 18 minus 21 equals to 12. So far so good?
Yeah.
Then of course, I see from your work you have done something like this, which is also quite good. Plus 21. Do you know why you need to plus 21 on both sides? Why you so called add this 21 to both? What you are doing actually? No. I not from this question. I see some of your question. You somehow you add a minus 21 there. Why you add a minus 21 there? I want to know. What's your intention of doing this? Or you don't want to do this? Do you want to add a 21 here? On both left and right. Do you want to add a 21? You want or you don't want?
No.
Why no? Because some of the question I see you try to, yeah, like this. For this question, why you go and minus a 48 on both sides? Then if you minus 48 on both sides, then I also can plus 21 on both sides. What's your intention here, by the way? What's your intention here? Minus the 48. Who teach you this?
My brother told me.
Yeah, so
that,
what is the
but
intention?
I didn't ask him for.
Yeah, what's the intention? Why?
He didn't think.
Look, okay, if I don't tell you the intention, then of course you will forget what? Right? So what is the intention here? Okay, what's my intention of plus 21 here? Okay, let's talk about why you minus the 48 here. You minus the 48 here. Can you see that you minus the 48 here? You will get rid of the plus 48, and you are left with x. That's your objective. So in this case, if I plus the 21 here on the left, of course I need to plus the 21 on the right?
Yeah.
So if I plus the 21 on the left, what is my intention? My intention is to get rid of the
21.
right? Can you see? If you plus anything here, you need to plus anything there. If you minus anything here, you also need to minus. So in this case, you minus a 48 here. That's why you minus 48 on the right. Are you sure? Are you clear? Are you clear why you minus 48? And in this case, why I plus 21 is to get rid of the minus 21, so that I end up with minus y equals to 33. What is your the ultimate objective is y, but you are quite close, right? So what is the final answer? How do you get y from negative y? No, nothing to do with that. Over here. Minus y to y. How do you get? You divide by a negative 1. Then you divide by negative 1. Then you get negative 33. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to teach you is cross multiply, which is here. This is cross multiply. Okay? And then of course I didn't teach you, but somehow your brother taught you. Okay? Your brother taught you what? Okay, so that means there are a few things you need to learn here. If you have addition, let's say you have this, I know. What's your objective for this question?
And y.
Find y. So in order to find y, right, so you can ask yourself, how do I get rid of the plus 2? How? The brother method.
Minus 2.
If you're minus 2 on the left, you also need to?
Minus 2 on the
Correct. So if you have a plus, right, let's say you have a y plus something, You want to, because your objective is find y, right? So find y means, okay, what's the meaning of find y? Find y means you want to get y equals to something. That's the meaning of find y. So if you use your brother method, actually it's not your brother method, like it's a very common method we learn. So can you see that on the left, if you want to see y equals to something, right? Minus the, get rid of the plus 2. How do you get rid of the plus 2? Minus the 2. So if you minus the 2 on the left, you need to minus the 2 on the right. So can you see that your answer becomes y equals to 2? And this is y equals to 2 is exactly the format you want. Am I right? So if next time I want to ask you what's your intention of minus 2 here, you know how to answer, right? What's the intention?
To get rid of the plus 2.
So that
Um,
you get rid of the plus 2 so that
you get the y and the...
that's what you want, right? To get the y equals to something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, pretty good. So this is one method. Next, if you have y, okay, 2y equals to 4. What's your objective? Find y, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, find y is y equals to something. So next time when I ask you what's the objective, please tell me y equals to something. Because when you say find y, right, this is English, this is in English. Right? What's the math? What's the mathematics? And what's the mathematics meaning? The mathematics meaning is y equals to something. So next time when I say what is the objective, please answer me using mathematics. Alright? Okay, good. So how do you get y equals to something? You divide by a 2, right?
Yeah.
Can you see that you divide by a 2 on the left, you also need to divide by a 2 on the right. So what I'm trying to say is, when you have 2x equals to, okay, let's say you have 2x plus 2 equals to 5. Okay? What's your objective? What's the ultimate objective? X equals to something. Right?
Yeah.
So, how do you get it? First, I see that, oh, I have a 2x. Before I have a 2x, you have a plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Can you get rid of the plus 2 first? By doing? By doing what? Minus?
2.
When you minus 2 on the left, you also need to.
Minus 2 on the right.
When you divide by 2 on the left, you also need to.
Divide by 2 on the...
Are you clear? Are you clear? Why? Why? Can I not minus?
No.
Why not?
Because it's...
If I minus the 2 on the left, I don't minus the 2 on the right. What will happen? It's not balanced. It's not balanced. Ask yourself, if you divide by a 2 on the left, you don't divide by a 2 on the right, what's going to happen? It's not balanced. Right? So what you are trying to do is you minus the 2 on the left, you minus 2 on the right, or you plus 2 on the left, or you plus 2 on the right, is to balance the equation. Okay? So you minus 2 on the left, and minus 2 on the right. So can you see you have 2x? Because these two will cancel each other. Huh? Then you get a 3. And then can you see that you divide by a 2? And then you divide by a 2. And then you end up with x equals to 1 by 5. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Are you clear? And then if you do it this way, then you don't have to do it like this way. Yeah, you don't have to do it this way. You want me to show you? You want me to show you? You cannot tell yet. You cannot tell yet. I'm going to show you. 12 plus something equals to minus 1. Minus 1, right? What's your objective? X equals to something.
Yeah.
Tell yourself, x equals to something. How do I get to x equals to something? What do you see? You see a 12 here, right?
Yeah.
You want to get rid of the 12?
Yeah.
How? You have a 12. How do you get rid of 12? Minus what?
12.
Very good. So you minus 12 on the what? Left. You also need to minus the 12 on the
Right.
very good. Why?
To make it equal.
to balance it. Okay, to make it equal. Okay, good. So I can see that 12 and minus 12 cancel each other. So what I end up with, x over 4 equals to minus 13. What's the next step? What's the technique?
Cross.
How do you, but before you cross multiply, you need to,
Change
you see that?
yeah.
Then you cross multiply, bring down the equal sign, so this is 4 times minus 13. This is x, so it's minus 52 equal to x. So just switch place, x is equal to minus 52. Are you clear? Can you see I use your brother's so-called method to solve this versus this? Are you clear? Are you clear? Okay, good. Which one you prefer? Brother plus cross multiply, or this one simple example and which one?
My brother
Okay, but your brother teach you without telling you what's the intention, right?
yeah.
So next time if anybody asks you, I mean anybody teach you something, always ask what's the intention. Why why minus 20? Why not plus 20? You can challenge, right? Or why not times 20? Right? Okay? Don't, what I'm trying to say is don't just accept it. Ask why. Okay? I hope every time I teach you something, I tell you why I do it instead of just accept it. Sometimes I think very very rarely or most of the time I will give you a reason. I will tell you why. Only once a while, just accept it as it is. Alright? Okay, good. Next question. This question. 4B. Let me copy it first. Okay, for this question, right, I think the best way to do this question is what? Is what? Make it all the denominator the same.
Yeah.
So how to make all the denominator the same? So I times 2 here, or 2 times. So with a bracket, 2 times. Why? Because I want it all 10. It's okay, you don't have to look in first. So I make it 10, right? This is already 10, this is 10. So I make it 10. So what I end up with is go in, I get 8z plus 6. 10 minus 2z equals to 24 minus 3z over 10. So far so good. So far so good. Can you see that you have a 2z here?
Yeah.
So how, you also need to make it denominator 10. How? So that means you need to force a 10 below. Can you see that initially it's 2z over 1?
Yeah.
So now you force your denominator to 10. How do you force your denominator to 10? You times a 10, right?
Yeah.
So if you times a 10 below, you need to times a 10 on top. Why? Balance. So once again, we are talking about balancing. Okay? So in fact, right, for mathematics, you need to balance it. Are you clear? So if you combine this, you are going to get this. This is 20z. That's how you differentiate the 2 from the z. Of course, you have your way of doing, but this is my way of doing. So once you have the 10, what you do? You have all 10 already. What do you think? You combine this. So you combine this, you get 8z plus 6 minus 20z, and then you get 10 below, right?
Yeah.
And then you get what? 24 minus 3z equals to 10. What do you do next? What's the technique?
Cross.
Yes, cross multiply. Before you do that, bring the equal sign down. This is 10. Don't skip step first. Just copy. Just. By the way, there's a dot here. Times. So just copy every step. This is. Oh, by the way, I can simplify this. Can you see? So 8z minus 20z, I think you get minus 12z. You can simplify this before you continue. Minus 12z. Okay, then I get 10 times 10 times is 6 minus 12z. So far so good?
Yeah.
Then of course then you continue to open the brackets. Then you group the z together. Let me get it. Help me out with your calculator. Get ready your calculator. This is 240. This is minus 3z. Then this is 60. This is 120z. Okay? So how? How to group? Okay, before you group before you group anything together, it's always good to underline similar term so that you will not miss out. Are you clear?
Yeah.
So how do you want to move? By the way, when you move things over, what's the next rule? When you move things over,
Change sign.
yes. So how do you want to move? Can you tell me which one you want to move first?
60.
You want to move a 60 to over, or you want to move the 240 over? I don't know. 60 over, okay, good. So let's do it. 240. So you move the 60 over. By the way, when you move the 60 over, it becomes minus 60. So when you move the 60 over to this side, right, that means you are telling me you want to move the minus 3z to that side.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So copy the minus 120z. You see? Just copy. No change. No change and no movement. Right? So when you move the minus 3z over, it becomes plus 3z. Are you clear? Why? When you move over, it becomes change sign. Right? Minus become plus. So this one is 180 equals to 这个是 Can you help me out?
Negative 117.
Negative 117z. Then how do you get z? Divide by
117.
negative 117. So this one is divided by negative 117. Give me the simplest form.
Negative 1 over 7. 7 over 13.
Are you clear? This question is a more complicated question, by the way. Are you clear?
Yeah.
So what we have learned here is a few concepts. Make the denominator the same. Make the denominator the same. What's the next step? Cross multiply. Right? What's the next step? Move things over. When you move things over, change the sign. Right? And then of course then just solve it accordingly. Alright? Are you clear? Okay. It's okay if you're not so clear, always go back to watch the recorded video. Okay? Because I think it's a bit hard for you to understand within just short while. There are a lot of concepts. Okay? Go back, revise, you should be able to do it. Alright? Okay, question 5 is the simplest. Do you know why I say so? Do you know why? Sub in. 10 becomes m becomes 10. Can you see?
Yeah.
Then a becomes
7.
what do you do next? You have something on the left, something on the right. You do cross. Before you cross, what you do?
Change the derivative fraction.
Yeah, so bring down the equal sign. 1 times 1 times anything is anything. So 1 times this is this. So then 2 times 10 is 20. So what's your objective? B equals to something, right?
Yeah.
Can you use your brother method?
Yeah.
Then how do you get rid of the 7?
Minus.
Very good. So you minus 7. Don't skip any step. When you minus 7 on the left, you need to minus 7 on the right to
Make it equal.
or balance. Balance the equation. Alright? Make it equal. So, done. B equals to 13. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Okay? Good. If you don't want to use your brother method, how do you continue from here? I'm going to show you. Give yourself a simple example. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Your B is your 2. How do you get 2? 2 is equal to 3 minus 1, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, B is equal to you can't see, you can help yourself by doing this.
7.
3
20.
20.
Minus 7.
Yes. Okay. If you can't see, right, I suggest use a highlighter to help you out. Okay. Are you clear? Are you clear about the order?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Is 6 is 6? Please. Is 6 included? Or no? Or we should go to 8.
No, just 8.
Okay, 8. Good. Never mind. We can talk about 6. 6 is also very simple. By the way, 5, 6, 7. I think is all put in the numbers. So you get this. E equals to half mv squared, right? So basically, this is a formula. So your E is 160. So erase 160. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Your V is 5. So erase. Change it to 5. So far so good. So what you do? 60 half m 5 square is 5 times 5.
10. 25.
25. So half times 25 is you can do this first. Can you see that half and 25 you can combine, right?
Yeah.
So half times 25 is, use your calculator. You can give me in decimal number.
12.5.
How do you get m?
Divide by 12.5.
Then on the right divide by 12.5, on the left 12.5 to make it equal or to balance it. So what's the answer?
12.8.
12.8. So 160 divided by 12.5 is 12.8. Right?
Yeah.
So m is equal to 12.8. So always write the letter on the left. Are you clear? That means if you end up with this, right, just switch place. By doing what? That means what I'm trying to say is A equals to B. If you switch place, B is also equals to A. This is understand? Understand? Okay, good. Okay.